It's Game On. Presented by Spectrum Sports.
And a very pleasant good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa, where this evening it's the championship match of the Outrigger Invitational as the second-ranked Rainbow Warriors host the sixth-ranked Waves of Pepperdine. And this is Game On, presented by Spectrum Sports for Rainbow Warrior Volleyball. Hi, everybody. Glad you could join us for this Saturday night showdown, Hawaii and Pepperdine. I'm Scott Robbs, Lisa Strand-Ma'a, and Ryan Calais. Suji Hawaii has taken care of business so far this weekend, including last night's straight-set victory over number 15 Ball State. And we take a look at the box score from an evening ago, and, of course, Hawaii again hitting 453. That has kind of become the norm for this team.
Well, it's become a scary norm. This team has just been staggering with their numbers, especially in their offense and their kill percentage, and really they've set an incredible bar for themselves.
Yeah, taking a look again at the hitting percentage, also 6 service aces. Actually, the blocks, Hawaii had 8 last night, and also continuing to be impressive with their efficiency overall.
All right, time now to rev those engines. It's time for the Peak Performer, brought to you by Bank of Hawaii, and ladies go first. So, Lisa, let me ask you, who was your Peak Performer from a night ago?
Well, I'm going to have to go with Joe Worsley, the quarterback of the team. Joe Montana Worsley, always bettering the ball, finding players, going opposite. He just never ceases to amaze me. He gets balls that he shouldn't get with his hands. He blocks balls. He does some pretty amazing things for being so undersized, but most importantly, his leadership. He's continued to lead this team, and everybody has bought into him being the leader and running a pretty darn smooth offense.
And Ryan, yours? My impact player is the reigning AVCA and Big West Player of the Week, Rado Parapunov, continuing to put up staggering numbers for this Outrigger tournament. Rado with averaging 5 kills, hitting 568. We'll see. He may be also putting up another contention for yet another National Player of the Week performance, a back-to-back performance with the numbers that he's putting on. You see his numbers this season, but really has become the go-to player. He had 10 kills in just that first set alone last night, and really proving to be a dominant player on that right side.
All right, so both these teams have gone through the competition. Let's take a look at the standings. And there you see Hawaii, Pepperdine, both 2-0. Hawaii defeating King on Thursday in straight sets, and then defeating Ball State in 3 last night. Pepperdine, by the way, beat both those teams in 3 as well. So you look at the way the tournament has gone, and it's gone according to plan.
Definitely according to plan, and this is a true championship of the tournament. Both teams going 3 sets against both the opponents, and really, I think, excited about tonight and the face-off that they're going to have.
And, you know, this is a very important match for Hawaii, not only to continue on in their momentum and their win column, but also for the overall, looking at the standings and where these two teams may be coming down the line. We saw what happened last year with Hawaii when they did not get the automatic bid because they did not win the Big West Conference Championship. The NCAA will then look at their other performances against other teams in other conferences, like a Pepperdine for Hawaii. So they're going to have to be able to show a body of work where they can compete and play against ranked teams in other conferences like the MPSF.
And one of the things that we need to remember is that last year when Hawaii traveled to Pepperdine, they actually lost to them twice. And this really was very fatal to their NCAA bid.
Well, Ryan, you mentioned the Big West. Hawaii will return to conference action next weekend here at home against CSUN. But let's get an idea how the landscape is shaping out in the Big West Conference to this point. Of course, Hawaii and Long Beach State, number 1 and number 2 in the country. Those two teams unbeaten. But UC Santa Barbara, they're 4th in the country. UC Irvine, they're 3rd in the country. The top 4 teams in the country are in the Big West Conference. CSUN at 0-2 and UCSD, they have the tough task of playing in the Big West, don't they? They have lost all 4 of their matches to this point. So you look at the way the Big West Conference has shaped up. The fun thing about this league is that every single team in the Big West has at least one representative from the 50th state.
Well, that's pretty amazing, and it just goes to show you the quality of volleyball that comes out of the state of Hawaii, being the 50th state, a smaller state, but these players all going out and contributing not only in the Big West, but all over the United States of America, as well as the Mountain Sports Federation. as well. So a lot of players contributing to men's volleyball.
Yeah, and great to see those local players having that impact beyond just Hawaii. We know head coach Charlie Wade wants to keep a lot of those local players here, some of them choosing to go to the mainland to receive their education, but definitely Hawaii becoming, and has always been, really a hotbed of great local talent.
I still think it's amazing that you have a 6-team league like the Big West, and your top 4 teams in the league are the top 4 teams considered by the coaches in the entire volleyball world.
Yeah, the Big West Conference Championship that's going to be here in Honolulu could be potentially like a Final Four because the top 4 teams are going to be competing for just the Big West Conference Championship.
I think you better buy your tickets now and come on down, because I think it could easily be like a national championship.
Well, tonight's going to be another tough task for Hawaii. Pepperdine, always an outstanding program. They'll bring it to Hawaii for sure, and calling the action, it'll be Kanoa and Chris, guys.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Yeah, courtside with Chris McLaughlin. I'm Kanoa Leahy. To that end, what the Corner Crew was talking about with regard to the Big West Conference tournament down the road here at the Stan Sheriff Center, it could, for all intents and purposes, actually represent a tournament that is better than the Final Four, because you're talking about if we project forward to those 4 teams being still ranked in the top 5, 2 of them won't be making it to the NCAA tournament. So, I mean, you could make that argument.
I totally agree. Go buy your tickets now, folks. It's like beat Lisa to the punch.
That's right. So that public service announcement is now taken care of. Let's talk about the matchup here tonight for Hawaii. It's Pepperdine, and you were saying throughout the broadcast last night, in looking forward to this now true Outrigger Invitational Championship, Pepperdine will probably be the most physical team, arguably, and certainly the best serving team that Hawaii has faced this season.
Correct. And they're facing a great young coach in David Hunt right there. He's Marv Dunphy's, the legendary Marv Dunphy's protege and successor to Marv's long tenure there. Pepperdine's just, they're always so big. They're great blocking at the net. They just present all kinds of problems at the net. Now they're presenting problems from behind the service line. They're a really good serving team, although David Hunt, first thing he said to us tonight was, I'm not happy about those 17 missed serves last night. So I think they'll keep more of their serves in probably. But they're wanting to put a lot of pressure on Hawaii's passers for sure.
And to that end, if Hawaii is to if they're to respond well to that, it seems as though they are set up, because they face incredible serving every day in the practice gym, because they're one of the best serving teams in the country.
That's a good point, because you take guys on the bench that aren't playing right now, guys like Rosenmeyer. He's got an incredible serve, and he's barely sniffing the floor right now, but he is serving against that A side every day and giving them all kinds of problems. There's Brett. Just a great player. What a great attitude, great kid. He's just, he's not getting his playing time that he wants, but he also knows that he will be ready should anything happen. He's going to be Johnny on the spot. He will come through and he'll be clutch, and he will help Hawaii down the road when it counts most.
Now, the difference between these 2 teams stylistically, philosophically, Hawaii, they're just continually tweaking, and they're trying new things. They're trying new bright and shiny toys and different weapons in the arsenal, whereas Pepperdine, kind of like one of those old school football teams, right? They just hand the ball up the middle, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They are so physical. They don't do a lot of the sleight of hand stuff. They are right at you.
That's right. Even David Hunt, their head coach admitted that. He says, something? We're not going to fool a whole lot of people tonight, especially Hawaii's middle blockers. They know what they're going to get. Our center's not real deceptive, and it's okay. We're just going to keep coming at you. On the other hand, Hawaii, sleight of hand every time Joe Worsley touches the ball.
Now, if there is perhaps a caveat that would concern Pepperdine, the fact that when they have been most vulnerable, it has been in true road games. 4 losses on the season, all of them coming in road situations.
Yeah, they have not fared well on the road. Clearly, Firestone is a great place to play for them. They've got things hanging from the ceiling that the players all know how the ball is going to bounce off those rafters. And so they're very, very good at home. But on the road, as you said, they have struggled. And it'll be interesting to see how they'll play here in the Stan Sheriff Center, because I'm not sure any of these players have been in this place, but maybe once a couple of years ago.
That's right, a couple of years ago for several members of the Pepperdine Waves. So different in philosophy, perhaps approach, but 2 really, really high-quality volleyball teams about to do battle here in a true championship in the Outrigger Invitational. We'll see you at first serve. Let's send it back over to the Corner Crew.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. When we come back, we're going to hear from Parapunov, but A reminder, connect with Spectrum Sports by liking our fan page on Facebook, Instagram, or via Twitter at SpecSportsHigh or hashtag Hawaii MVB. It's a big one in Manoa tonight. Number 2 Hawaii hosting number 6 Pepperdine in the championship match of the Outrigger Invitational. Well, Rado Parapunov, a big key for the Warriors here in 2019, putting up National Player of the Year numbers, 4.21 kills percent, hitting .522, 19 service aces. But the biggest thing Rado did was in the offseason when he dropped some LBs, and now that has helped him drop some bombs from the pins.
I sat down with my dad and I was like, okay, it's been 2 years, haven't accomplished anything. I was up and down my sophomore year. I didn't play my freshman year, and I'm here only for 4. It's not like I'm here for 20 years. And my dad was like, okay, like, he told me you're a little bit fat, so I kind of lost weight. Okay, not fat, but chubby and slow, so I need to work on that.
He was, for lack of a better word, maybe a little doughy when he first got here, and he certainly worked on his overall level of fitness for sure. He's running faster, jumping higher, hitting harder.
I think I'm more relaxed. I already played a season, so I know how it feels to be on the court. I know who am I with on the court, what kind of player on the other side, different situation I've been through, so yeah, I'm more relaxed. I kind of know what is gonna happen in certain situations. Not everyone. I'm not there yet. I'm not signed. I think defensively, I'm much better. Maybe I'm as good as Gage. Maybe I'm better. Who knows? Gets more digs than me. That's it. But joke on side, I think defensively I'm better. I get more blocks. I get a few digs, not as much as the rest, but still something.
It's just the number of hours and the number of repetitions that he's logged outside of practice. You know, we're limited to 20 hours, and the reality is to be good and to be the best, you have to, you know, double or triple that amount of time spent improving. He is what I would say better myelinated. You know, this is how we establish and enhance motor skills, but you know, the amount of time that he has spent performing each and every little part of the game, whether it's just been spinning and snapping balls and his jump serve and his blocking, his defense, every part of his game is improved, and you know, he got himself in the best shape of his life, and he has worked hard, and is, like I said, he is better myelinated. He's a better volleyball today for it.
Time now to pick a number, brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. We're not going to talk about Rado's offensive numbers because they're PlayStation. Like, we'll talk about his defense. I want you to give me the combined number of blocks and digs for Rado in tonight's match. Keep in mind he's averaging about 2%.
Okay, so 2%. And I went with 5 for the entire match. I looked at the last few stats on the last few games, and I came up with the number 5, not only because it's my favorite number, but because that's how I think he's going to do tonight. Digs and blocks combined.
And the pressure's on Ryan tonight because you won last night. So, Ryan, give us the correct number.
So the correct number is going to be 7. I think that Rado will have a little bit more blocks tonight. Going up against an offense like Pepperdine, I think he's going to be able to get a lot of touches on the block, but I also think that he's also going to be able to score points that way. So I'm going to go with 7, and we'll see what happens.
I remember when Rado was coming to UH, so much was made of him, but he came his freshman year and he was behind Stein because Stein was the opposite, and he mentioned last year was his first full year as a starter, and he did kind of have an up and down year, but this year, man, oh man, has he been unreal.
I think he's basically metamorphosized himself. He's bought into the program. He trusts it. He's really completely committed. He was on the post-game show last night and shared that he went to the mainland this summer and trained with the Worsleys and really just bought completely into being the best that he could possibly be, and it's showing.
You know, you look at the history of Hawaii hitters. I mean, names like in the 90s, we had Yuval Kotz. And in the early 2000s, we had Kostas Theoharidis. 2010, we had Jonas Umlauf. And now this player, Rado Parapunov, is sort of etching himself with some of the all-time great hitters in UH history because of the type of numbers that he's putting up this year. And those names, I mean, are some pretty big names that you just don't necessarily throw out there. But the type of play that Rado's having this season certainly is deserving of being mentioned in the same breath as those others.
Absolutely, and he's only a junior, so we should see him again here next year. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the matchup, Hawaii Pepperdine. Big-time matchup here in Manoa, Hawaii, and Pepperdine. There you see some of the fans getting ready, getting excited, and having a good time here at the Sheriff Center. Let's take a look now at the stat leaders for the University of Hawaii, Lisa.
Well, again, we go back to Stein Von Tilburg, Colton Cowell, and Joe Worsley, but I think almost every Warrior can be on the stat leaders with the numbers that they have been putting up. But tonight, these three are our go-to guys.
Ryan, for the Waves.
You know, the Pepperdine Waves Club, of course, a very talented squad led by David Wyzorek on the outside. He will looking at his kills per set, a lot being asked of him, as well as some of the other players, Denmark, as well as Wexer. All these players, I think, will have to have big nights. They're going to need their guns to come out tonight. We look at the side-by-side comparison. Hawaii clearly in front in terms of the blocks, as well as that hitting percentage. But I think the biggest challenge will become from the service line. Look at that service aces, 108 service aces for Pepperdine, but their errors also at 261. A lofty number for errors.
That is a lot. It should be fun. It always is. Hawaii looking to avenge last year's loss. The three of us will be back at intermission. But coming up next, Kanoa and Chris with the call.
Well, the Stan Sheriff Center is buzzing. Let's get right to it. Kanoa Leahy, Chris McLaughlin, the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match, C-Matt.
Well, for Pepperdine, they got to slow down Rado. Rado's been on a tear both at UCI and this tournament. He by himself, if left unchecked, can change a match around with shots like that. And for UH, they got to pass the tidal waves. That's have successful first contacts of Pep's strongest asset, their serve. So Joe Montana, Worsley.
That's right.
Can run his entertaining and efficient offense. There's your keys.
And he is back behind the line to serve as Rado Parapunov strikes first. Middle set goes to Max Chamberlain off the block. Here's Rado again. Two blockers up, and he gets stuffed. Chamberlain next to Michael Wexter in a rare denial of Rado Parapunov. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups scrolling at the bottom of your screen. The Waves come in at 13-4 on the year. They have already played 6 MPSF matches. They're 4-2 in that league. But all 4 of their losses this season have come on the road. They are 5-4 in true road contests. Ranked 6th in the latest AVCA poll. Quick middle set goes to Pat Gasman, and he pounds into that one. And it's quickly 2-1 Hawaii.
I tell you what's hard about defending that particular set. Pepperdine's got that wired. They knew that the ball's going to go to Gasman, even if Joe gets a bad set off the net. So they put somebody on Gasman. They line up right on him and still can't stop him.
Stein Von Tilburg with the serve. And there is the point to Pepperdine as Caleb Denmark, who has had himself a very strong tournament, senior from Redlands, California, 12 kills last night against King University, 11 kills the opening night against Ball State, just 1 error for the tournament so far.
He's been playing some solid volleyball. You know, he's the CIF Player of the Year, Division 5, played in the USA Junior National Beach Team, so he's a good all-around player.
Worsley goes high and away. And Colton Cowell off the block, kept alive by Denmark, but nobody had his back. And a freebie gifted to Hawaii. They're up 3-2.
Well, Hawaii got lucky there, miscommunication on Pepperdine's side. Rare for that to happen in mid-season, by the way. Early in the year, you're going to see miscommunication, but not mid-season.
David Hunt in his 2nd year at the helm of this esteemed volleyball program. Great serve there by Gasman. Back row set, though, is hammered home by Derek Wyzorek. We will be calling that name most certainly a multitude of times tonight. 6'8" senior from Chicago, team leader with 3.7 kills per set.
Yeah, he gets a lot of sets. First night he had 14 kills. He had 37. He had 14 kills against USC last week before coming to Hawaii on 37 swings. So he'll get a lot of swings, a lot of attempts. Will David Wyzorek.
We saw Joe Worsley trying to go a little bit more ad-lib style out to Cowell. He missed the floor wide, so Pepperdine in front. 4 serving 3. They will blast some serves. That was 65 miles an hour. Cowell then just rolls it into no man's land on the Wave side of the net. Colton Cowell, 2.5 kills per set. He's hitting .476 on the season. Last night, very efficient. 5 kills, 4 blocks against Ball State.
Yeah, he's had some kind of year. 6'1" outside, touches like 11'6", though. Plays like he's 6'8" or 6'9".
Parapunov gets him out of system and, in fact, logs an ace. Rado, the reigning AVCA National Player of the Week. He hit .463 with 5.6 kills per set in the 2 wins on the road against UCI. Last night, 19 put-downs, hit .571 in the sweep victory over Ball State. And another bullet serve. Outside, adjusting the jump is Denmark. Tried to go down the line, but he's able to find the floor for the point.
Shot. I think he got both lines, the sideline and the end line, perfectly placed.
That was a low percentage position on that swing, and he was still able to make it work. So credit to Caleb Denmark. And he's now back to serve. Tight early here in the opening frame. 5 serving 5. And here it comes from Caleb Denmark. Worsley pass tight to the net, and so Joe just sort of freezes it there on the quick to Dalton Solbrig, who's hitting .545 on the year.
It looked like Joe was going to go up and attack that ball or put it over with 2 hands like he sometimes does. Instead, wise choice to set Dahlberg.
So unpredictable, Joe Worsley. He will mix it up and he will twist you up. Outside Wyzorek, dug up by Gage Worsley. Good second touch by Solbrig. And it's returned. Set goes outside, it's Wyzorek again. Hard angle and in. He is a load. Second among MPSF hitters in kills per set.
How about his credentials? MPSF Player of the Year last year. Here's the first play where Gage did dig the ball. Wyzorek, like you said, he's a handful. .50, 2-time All-American. 30 service aces on the year. Leads the team.
Kevin Vaz with the serve, and then Parapunov goes kaboom.
He just gets better and better every time we see him. He's looking more and more like the great one, Yuval Kotz.
Charlie Wade also summoned that name in talking about Rado prior to tonight's match. And there is no higher compliment that can be given to a player in this program than comparing someone to the great Yuval Kotz as Dalton Solbrig goes into the twine on the net.
Remember back in '96 when he was playing his second year here and they finished second in the country. He literally by himself filled up this arena night after night.
Yeah, that team, UV leading the charge, was a phenomenon. High ball goes to Stein against 3 blockers. Is able to curl it by him. And Hawaii gets the point.
Odds in favor of the defense. There are 3 blockers against 1 attacker. Gage Worsley again picking up the dig. Nice bump set by Cowell. And Stein doing the rest as only Stein can do.
Already 3 digs for Gage Worsley. Outside off the net, set goes to Michael Wexter. So advantage Hawaii here. Worsley goes back row to the Haleakala hammer.
Oh, man. Worsley starting to get this offense going. Pepperdine could not get 3 guys up. They got kind of 2.5 guys up that time. Cowell made them pay.
9 serving 7. Here it comes from Joe. Outside, it's Wexter again against the double block, and he actually got the fingertips of that block and down. That's the biggest block Hawaii has to offer.
Yeah, he did a nice job of hitting the high hands there. Hit it hard and high. Great shot. Wexter on the Brian Ivy watch list.
Wexter also just 1 hitting error for the tournament. 12 kills, hit .550 in the opener of the Outrigger Invitational against Ball State as Von Tilburg finds the floor. He's got 2 kills on 3 swings. How important is he tonight?
That's like going home for him. Goes to the right side there. It's like going home. His freshman year, that's all he played was on the right side. So when he gets the back set from Worsley, he's just licking his chops and liking it. And he is, I would say, to answer your question directly, very important tonight. Especially to see how he does with his passing.
That's Denmark. Diving save, Gage Worsley. Cowell pushes it through the block and down, and then flexes for the crowd as Hawaii goes up 3.
That was a nice push through that block by Cowell. Another great dig by Gage Worsley. I think it's his 3rd spectacular dig here in in one set. We haven't gotten to 15 yet.
Yeah, third spectacular dig, fifth dig period already here in the first frame.
Another one.
Got it up, but it finds its way into the seats. Max Chamberlain putting the hurt on that set. Chamberlain, another senior. This is a Pepperdine team that returned 4 starters plus the libero from a season ago.
It's a senior-laden team, 5 out of 6 old guys.
9 serving 11. Here it comes from Chamberlain.
Perfect pass by Stein.
And it's Gasman delivering on the quick middle.
They tried to pick on him right there, and Stein delivered. Joe loves to hit Gasman because Gasman's really a tough handle in the middle. He's 6'10", he reaches high. Joe sets him up high. Very difficult to defend Patrick Gasman the way he's playing right now.
Jakob Tella to serve. That is an area that Stein worked so hard on in the offseason. Service receive. It has paid some dividends here already this season. Overpass forced by Tella. Backside, Rado. Forget about it. Parapunov with his 3rd kill of this opening set. And Hawaii with its largest lead of set 1.
David Hunt there thinking, should I call timeout now or should I wait to the 15-point mark? He's contemplating. He doesn't want to see Hawaii get too far ahead.
Here it comes again from the southpaw freshman. Tickled to tape that time. Backside, it goes to Wexter. Blocked and roofed. Colton Cowell getting the gist of that one. That is a 7-2 run being put on by the Bows.
Challenge being put up by David Hunt here. He thinks that ball was out. And we'll see in the replay how that goes, how it turns out. I thought it was blocked out, but we'll see.
The call was in, but yeah, David Hunt, who says, admittedly, I'm not good at the whole challenge thing. I'm terrible at it. But he decides to pull out the review paddle, and he will have Dan Hironaka take a look at this one. Hironaka, the official on the floor, Ernie Ho, the referee atop the ladder, Melinda Rusher, Dean Tamura, the 2 line judges.
David Hunt shouldn't be downplaying his abilities, whether it be the challenge card or not. The guy has worked with the USA Women's National Team for a couple years, USA Men's Volleyball as well. And here's the replay on the challenge. Yeah, I think that ball was hit out, but hard to tell right there.
Yeah, didn't really get a good look. We'll have to see if there's another angle available. See if this one helps us. This is the net cam. And that actually looks like it's smack dab on the line from that angle.
Yep, that looks good. If nothing else, David Hunt's getting a timeout. He's slowing down this Rainbow Warrior team that's playing so well right now.
You talk about David Hunt, though. In his 2nd season, he takes over for a legend, Marv Dunphy, who won 4 national championships in his long tenure. 4 in separate decades, by the way, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the aughts. And David Hunt, already a decorated coach himself at the age of 33.
Yeah, how about that? There's the ball. They're going to freeze it right there. It's right on the line. That ball's good.
And it will be upheld. A point for Hawaii, a roof for the Bows, and it is now a 5-point advantage for the Rainbow Warriors. Hawaii coming into this match 14-0, the best start in program history, and the thing that just blows your mind, they have yet to lose a set. They have been on a streak to start the year of 42 straight set victories, an NCAA record. And out of the break for the review challenge, Tella serves it long.
Tella had a nice little run there, though. Forced an overpass on his first serve before he got a point.
So here's Wexter. He got roofed. That was just his 2nd hitting error of the tournament, but he sends that serve long, and Hawaii gets to 15 first. So the Rainbow Warriors up a handful here in set 1.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on Spectrum Sports is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back to the SSC. It's Hawaii by 5 here after the first media timeout in this opening set. Number 2 versus number 6. An undefeated Rainbow Warrior squad ranked 2nd in the land, taking on the Pepperdine Waves, their former conference foe, still in the MPSF. Great serve out of the timeout, forces a free pass. Hawaii with the advantage. Worsley goes step out to Solberg, and there were no blockers to be found.
Wow. What a play. Pepperdine's seen this on film, but they're really more worried about Solberg in the middle, and they forgot that he's got the step-out maneuver.
Timeout Waves. Welcome back to tonight's Jack Fact. A few close ones, most not so much. Hawaii's margin of victory in this NCAA record 42-set streak, just 10 by 2 to 5 points. The vast majority, though, by at least 6 points in the margin of victory as Stein von Tilburg blasts it off the block and out. But they give Pepperdine the point. Are they going to say that the hit did not get above the net?
Because Ernie Hoa's ruling, watch Charlie Wade challenge this one.
Charlie Wade will challenge it. And Ernie Ho didn't call. Well, I guess he's saying it went off the net and out of bounds, so.
He's claiming that Ernie
He's
Ho
saying the block did not touch it.
Exactly. He's claiming the cable touched it, but not any Pepperdine hands.
So Charlie Wade will challenge that, and Dan Hiranaka. Dan Hiranaka will put on the headset. Let's take a look here. It did get a good chunk of the net, but there it clearly looks like it also goes off of Kevin Vaz. At least from that angle. We'll see if this angle tells a greater story. Oh, that did get a good piece on the top of the tape there.
The net cam should show right here. That should be definitive right there.
Again, the call on the floor was point to Pepperdine as it hit Vaz. There it looks like it does.
Yeah, it does. Looks like it.
Right.
All right, headset off. And they will say that it went off the block. So a point for the Rainbow Warriors. Based on our angles, I do feel like that was the correct call.
Yeah, I would agree.
Kevin Vaz.
Vaz is shaking his head.
Disagrees.
Yeah.
It is 17 serving 10, and Rado continues to work from behind the service line. Took a little something off. That may have been an out ball that Denmark played. He gets the high over-the-shoulder set, and he makes it work anyway. So point for the Waves.
Denmark's really been effective for that little looping shot down the line. No Hawaii defenders there.
Denmark, one of the more prolific attackers for the Waves here in this tournament. Good pass there by Gage Worsley. They set up the D set to Rado Parapunov. He has 4 kills. You got the Waves on one side, but it has been a tsunami of offensive explosiveness from Rado Parapunov on the Hawaii side here over the last couple of weeks.
He's just on such a tear and such a groove. He said he feels light. He feels feisty. Likes his arm swing.
There's Wyzorek, popped up by Gage. Good chase down there by Colton Cowell, and it's returned. Back row set. And guess who? Caleb Denmark delivers the point for Pepperdine.
It was a good rally for Pepperdine. David Hunt, their coach, is telling us before the game, I hope the rallies are short tonight because Hawaii's really good in long rallies.
Yeah, he explicitly said, we will have the advantage, we hope, but we need the rallies to be short and quick. We're not going to be able to scramble in these marathon type of exchanges with Hawaii. And the service errors won't help. Last night against King University, they recorded 17 service errors, and that's really one of their primary weapons, particularly in a matchup like this.
Exactly. He said they had a long talk about it. He had a long talk about with the team. I don't think we'll see 17 errors tonight.
James Anastasiadis with the serve. Here's Wexter swooping in from the back row. He misses the court wide. And it's Hawaii up 8 here as they hit the 20-point mark. Wexter second on the team with 3.5 kills per set. Another senior from New Lenox, Illinois. High toss here by Anastasiadis. And he tried to find that sideline, was attacking Wyzorek, but he missed it just wide. Earned a gasp.
No challenge from Charlie Wade that time. He called it out himself. He was standing right on the line.
Well, here's Robert Malahi, the setter, and he serves it into the net. Malahi, a 6'4" sophomore from Manhattan Beach, California. It was basically a battle between either a freshman setter or a sophomore setter this year for Pepperdine. Brendan Chandler, a freshman from Agora Hills, California, had the job initially before Malahi took over. And according to head coach David Hunt, Malahi just got the numbers at a more positive and more effective level.
He was hitting more hittable balls. They were more predictable, but they were very hittable, and the hitters felt like they were more in system, more in groove, more just a better, smoother offense.
And that's an ace by Derek Wyzorek. He has surpassed 1,000 career kills in his career and 100 career aces in his time at Pepperdine.
This is his 31st ace of the year. Leads the team. And you can see why.
He's second among MPSF players in aces. Good handle there by Gage. They tried to go to the back set to Stein. He had to alter his jump and contort his body, and he still made it work.
It was not the best set from Joe Worsley. Joe was, I think, apologizing to Stein. Oh, that was way inside. But actually, Stein moved his feet very well, got to the ball, and snapped it down inside.
22 serving 15. Stein now with 4 kills on 5 swings, no errors. And here is Brett Rosenmeyer to serve. Tickle the tape there. Set goes backside. It's Wexter. Block got a piece. Gage Worsley pops it up. Backside. Dorado. It goes off of the shoulder of Wexter. Now a little pitter-patter at the net, and that's going to be a Pepperdine point as Denmark was able to just play it off of the Gasman block and into the pin.
Caleb Denmark continuing to be very creative with the sets that he's getting.
And you could describe what happened there on the Wexter dig as Wexter surviving that shot by Parapunov. Another service error this time by Max Chamberlain. And Hawaii back up 7.
I was surprised Wexter didn't get knocked over. He took a shot in the chest.
And here is Gasman. At times has delivered some gas from the service line. Tried to get cute with that one. Pepperdine point. Last night was also a milestone win for the Rainbows. It was the program's 300th victory in the Stan Sheriff Center. Worsley goes quick middle to Solbrig, rattled around and returned outside. Here's Denmark blocked. Goes up over the net and placed down. Good ad-lib there by Robert Malahi. And all MPSF honorable mention and freshman team selection a season ago.
It was pretty savvy play. His ball was tight at the net. And actually, Colin Cowell thought that Malahi overreached when it went on his side of the net.
Rosie pops it straight up in the air. Here's Cowell. Tools the block. Colton with his 5th kill. That leads Hawaii attackers, and it's aloha ball for the Rainbow Warriors in this first frame. And it is Rado to serve. 4th in the nation in aces per set. Almost got another one. That one dug up by Gage. Outside, here's Cowell. Bringing the thunder. And the Rainbow Warriors take set 1 convincingly. The streak lives on. 25-18. That's now 43 straight set victories for this Hawaii team. Welcome back. Let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank. CMAC.
Let's take a look at Joe Worsley here, as he's going to be setting an amazing set to Dalton Solberg. Solberg looks like he's going to hit right in front of Worsley, and all of a sudden he takes off to the sideline. Pepperdine has two blockers go up on Worsley in the middle. Worsley picks them all out and sets it out to Solberg, who has got no blockers, and that's what every hitter's dream is. No blockers there.
Yeah, one of the wrinkles on the side of the Hawaii offense. That is pretty unique, certainly, for the men's game, but solid crowd. Scott Robbs alluded to in Game On that this is what looks like the biggest crowd of the season for Hawaii. I would have to concur with that.
Yeah, I'd say it's 3,500, 4,000 maybe. A good solid crowd. In March, the rest of March and April, I think the crowds will get even bigger as we have teams like number 4 ranked Santa Barbara come to town when we host Hawaii hosts the Big West tournament, April 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
I expect we'll get really good crowds for that particular tournament. We'll have the best 4 teams in the country, as you alluded to earlier. It's almost better than the Final Four. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, top 4 teams currently in the AVCA rankings are all in the Big West. And so if you project forward to the end of the year, and if those teams continue to play at that level, yeah, I mean, you have a tournament that, for all intents and purposes, could be better than the Final Four for the national championship. I mean, that's the kind of volleyball that will be on this floor in just a little while's time as Pat Gasman gets to work here in set number 2. Hawaii took the first frame 25-18, and they hit 667 in the process.
How about Pepperdine being led by Caleb Denmark, hitting 5 kills, hitting 625 on the year, and Denmark hits 227.
Nice work there by Wexter to tool the Parapunov block. How about sharing the wealth here on the side of the court that Hawaii is occupying? You have Colton Cowell 6 kills, Stein and Rado with 4 kills, Gasman with 3, and Dalton Solberg with 2.
Joe Worsley's moving it around.
Wyzorek with the jump serve. Perfect pass there. Backside, it's Stein against the double block. And Von Tilburg feeling pretty good right now here to start. 5 kills on 6 swings. Had a slow early portion of the match last night. We would end up finishing with 12 kills and a hitting percentage of .417. So it was still a monster match, even if he was subpar by his standards early.
How about the passing by Gage Worsley as well?
There's a good dig there by Gage. One hand style. Rado against a double block. Did he get a piece? Yes, he did. That is something Joe Worsley alluded to in a conversation prior to the match. He said, you know, there have been some sets where I'm scrambling. Last night he was running full sprint to the opposite side, still flipped it back to Rado. He said last year Rado wouldn't be ready to hit those sets. This year his feet are so that he is ready, and he's putting a pounding on it.
Yeah, good point. And the other one that's setting pretty well is his brother, Gage. You know, Gage is the libero, but he's the alternate setter. When Joe digs the ball, he passes it to Gage, and Gage does the delivering, and he's done a pretty good job, I think, of setting from the back row.
Max Chamberlain with the serve. Good pass there by Colton. Middle set Gasman off the block, played by Gage Worsley. Joe goes outside, Cowell again off the block, dug up by Chamberlain. Wexter will get a crack at it. He goes off the block and out. Michael Wexter with his 3rd kill. Good defense on that sequence there by the Waves.
Slow start by Wexter, but smart play right there, tooling off the end blocker.
Middle set, Gasman missed the court wide. Oh, it was there for the taking. But a hitting error gives the point to Pepperdine, and they're up 4-3. 3-0 burst here by the Waves. Again, just to keep you updated, if you are tracking Hawaii now with an NCAA record, 43 straight set victories to start the season. Diving pass by Gage Worsley. Gasman in the middle. The touch shot is dug up by Wexter, diving style. Worsley scoops that one up by Denmark. Stein then out of the back row through a triple block. Gets his 6th kill of the match.
Worsley has so many weapons to set to, and it's just this time he goes to Stein. Stein gets like 2.5 blockers up on him. But he also had Cowell on the left. He got Rado behind him. And he had Gasman in the middle.
It's Gasman serving, and he blasts it out.
Patrick's second serve out.
That's the second service error.
Hawaii's got 6 total team service errors. 7 right now.
Good pass there by Stein. Solberg. That connection was on the money that time. We're tied at 5 here in set 2.
All this feeding of Worsley's sets to the middle right now are setting things up for the pins, let me tell you. As the match goes along, those middle blockers got to say, oh, do I stay and commit on this middle attacker who's gotten so many sets, or do I lean to the outside?
And Parapunov deals an ace out of the deck. That was smoked.
Rado's second ace of the night, who draws applause not only from the crowd, but from his teammates on the bench.
But talk more about his development and what Joe was alluding to. His feet are quicker now. He just has a stronger foundation now. What has he done to better himself, in your opinion?
I think 2 things he's done. One is he's worked out more physically. And second of all, I think his nutrition has been better. So he's gotten I think his body fat percentage is probably less than it was last year.
Oh, that one hit the floor. So give the kill to Colton Cowell. He drew the string on that one. And Hawaii up 2.
Nice job of Cowell to show a little bit of diversity in his attacking skills.
Just gets so high up off the crown. It's amazing. Here's Rado. Caught the tape. Diving pass by Vaz. Well done. The block is up, though. As Hawaii says, ole, Dalton Solberg in the midst of it. And a timeout taken by the Pepperdine Waves. Caleb Denmark gets denied. Goes up 3. Welcome back, UH fans. Select your exact seat locations when purchasing individual game tickets at hawaiiathletics.com. Click on the tickets button to print your tickets. Avoid the lines by going online. Out of the timeout. Give another one to Rado. Parapunov has just been on a tear. And Mike Trapasso tells a funny story, the head coach for the Rainbow baseball team. His players were working in the weight room here at the Stan Sheriff Center at the same time that the volleyball players were working out. And he said he was looking at Rado Parapunov, right? A big, tall lefty, solid base, big legs. And he was like, I wonder if he's ever thrown a baseball. Good put down there by Denmark. He had visions of Parapunov on the mound.
I think he did.
I can't blame him.
That's funny. He does have the great arm swing for a left-handed pitcher, don't you think?
It's not an awful idea.
It looked like the start that Caleb Denmark has 6 kills, 1 error, 11 tries, hitting .455. He's got double his kill production and double his kill percentage.
Hawaii up 6 serving 9 here in set 2. Here it comes from Denmark into the net. 5th service error for Pepperdine. There just appears to be so little room for error against this Hawaii team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Hawaii's just got so many weapons.
Including that one right there.
Exactly. They put a lot of pressure from behind the service line. Other teams know it. They're ready for it. They know the heat is coming. And yet it's still hard to pass perfectly every time and run your offense. Stay in system.
And that was something you talked about in our broadcast last night. Hey, look, Pepperdine will probably be the toughest serving team that Hawaii will face this season. Yet you think about it, as tough a serving team as Hawaii is, I mean, they see that every day in the practice gym. That was a nice put down there by Kavim Vaz.
And Pepperdine, they deliver heat every day, but I'm not sure they get it back from the other side, like you said.
Here's Vaz from Paris, France, a graduate student, transfer from Cal Baptist. Good scoop up, certainly, for David Hunt. Outside it's Stein, the dink. Good save there by Wexter. The tuck shot by Wyzorek, pinballed around. What a dig by Rado. Wyzorek a second time, blocked in roof. Solbrig and Worsley return to sender.
I think that's Hawaii's smallest block that they can put up. 6'6" Solbrig and the 6'1" Worsley. And there's some, as you said, some pinball defense going on. And here's the end of the play, the block. Hawaii's smallest middle blocker and smallest outside blocker putting up the big roof. And the Manoa Roofing Company signs come out.
That's right. Rado Parapunov laying out all 6'9" of them for that initial dig. As Ben Weinberg into the match for Pepperdine, 6'4" Frosch from Danville, California. It will be Malahi back behind the service line for Pepperdine. Malahi from Manhattan Beach comes from that Malahi family that is much more associated with USC volleyball. His brother Michael played at SC. As Rado adds to his kill numbers, he now has 6 put downs on 8 swings.
What's interesting is we've only seen Rado go cross court tonight so far. Watch Pepperdine's block start moving in, and guess where Rado's going to go? Right down the line.
Worsley sends it long. Yeah, Charlie Wade says in the practice gym, Rado's unleashing all kinds of sort of wide fan types of shots. He's going wrist away. He's going down the line. Wicked style.
Yeah, tough to defend him.
And he is still getting better. He is still rounding his game out. That's really the scariest part. Worsley goes middle to Gasman, and he blasts it for a Hawaii point.
Hawaii's really got to continue to respect this Pepperdine team. Pepperdine really haven't gotten Wyzorek going yet. He's their the 2-time All-American, MPSF Player of the Year last year. And he's only gotten 7 sets, got a couple of kills.
Here's Wexter off the block, one-hand layout save by Rado. It's Gasman in the middle, plugs it through the proposed Chamberlain block for another point. And Hawaii gets to 15 first in the second. Parapunov hitting the deck time and time again. Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. The Rainbow Warriors up 15-9 here in set 2. We have a final from the continent. The Rainbow Wahine, how about this win over CSUN? They held on, and that victory secures the number 2 seed in the upcoming Big West Conference tournament. The Rainbow Warrior men also getting a victory on the road against Cal State Fullerton. They couldn't improve or worsen their position. They're the 4 seed in the Big West tournament, as that one is put down by Ben Weinberg. Hawaii up 2-0 on Oregon at Les Murakami Stadium in the bottom of the 4th. Getting back to the Rainbow Wahine basketball win, though, secures the 2nd seed in the upcoming conference tournament, which also secures a double bye. How huge is that? Everything that Laura Beeman's squad has been through and endured this season, that's an incredible accomplishment.
By the way, looking at the stats from the first game and a half so far, whoever said it was the Rado Parapunov show. Guess who's leading the Rainbow Warriors in kills? Little Colton Cowell, the Haleakala Hammer.
From Rainbow Wahine Softball Stadium, part of the Outrigger Spring Fling Tournament. The Rainbow Wahine trailing 5-3. Earlier, though, they logged the victory against Niagara. 3-0. So a lot of activity here on the lower campus. Getting word that the parking structure was full here this evening. It's a good sign.
Yeah.
There's Wexter with the serve for Pepperdine. Middle set, Solbrig the dink. One-handed up in the air by Malahi. So the bump set high ball goes to Denmark. Stein with the dig. He gets the set from the back row. Popped up in the air by Wexter. Outside, it's Denmark again. Over the double block. Two-hand save, Gage. Back row to Stein. Dug up over the net. Gage Worsley will play it. Joe surveys the floor. Goes middle to Solbrig. Another dig by Wexter. Denmark off the block and down, and Pepperdine wins a long one.
Enough for David Hunt to give them a standing ovation. He loved the way his team competed in that rally, for sure. They deserved the standing ovation. They really played well. Kept the ball in play. Kept digging. Persevering.
And Caleb Denmark with the 7 kills. That leads Pepperdine. He's also hitting .429.
He's normally a .227 hitter. So to be doubling his production percentage and his kills, number of kills per set, really getting the job done here for the Waves.
Championship match of the Outrigger Invitational.
Denmark coming off a couple weeks ago getting the Defensive Player of the Week award.
Yeah, they've had a couple of those here this season, have the Waves. We got the horn sounding.
Wrong server.
An incorrect server, so the point goes to Hawaii. And that is tough. Again, the margin for error appears to be so small, especially when Hawaii is on its game like we are seeing here tonight. And then so for those kinds of things to happen, it's got to drive David Hunt kind of crazy. Rado with the serve, good pass there by Noah Dyer. Outside, it's Denmark. Worsley faked as though he was going to take a swing himself. Meanwhile, Vaz saddles Rado with that hammer.
Vaz does a nice job of getting up quickly, reaching high, pounding it down. Rado couldn't pick it up.
So 13 serving 17. And Caleb Denmark now once again back to serve. Pass by Gage Worsley. Outside it goes to Cowell. Dug up over the net by Wexter. So chance here for Hawaii. Worsley goes back row to Stein. Dug up by Dyer. The dump shot is sniffed out. Here's Rado from the back row. He's roofed. Vaz next to Wyzorek. And Pepperdine within 3.
And that's about as big a block as Pepperdine can put up. 6'8", 6'6". Wyzorek at 6'8", Vaz at 6'6".
Pepperdine starting to play some fierce defense, keeping them in these rallies. A 4-1 run. Diving pass over the net by Stein. Set goes D-set to Wexter. And he gets the Pepperdine point. They're within 2.
It'll be time for Charlie Wade to use one of his 2 timeouts. Slow down this tidal wave that's coming at him right now.
I like what you did there.
Then again, wiping up the floor serves as a little bit of a timeout as well.
Hawaii hitting .304 in this second set. They have cooled off considerably. Pepperdine at .333. And certainly the momentum vibing a little bit more on the Wave side of the net at the moment. A sticky rotation here for the Bows. Pass by Stein, it's a good one. Set goes outside, Cowell left-handed put down. Are you serious?
The ball was set so tight to the net. I'm really surprised he didn't get stuffed right here, but he managed to put him over and down, nobody home. 8th kill, leads all Warriors.
And when you get up that high, it gives you options, does it not? Wyzorek, the block was not there, and he delivers a beastly swing for Pepperdine's point.
Wyzorek's a good one. You can see why he was voted MPSF Player of the Year last year. He's just got a big-time arm. Remember, again, can't emphasize enough how old this team is. You know, 5 out of the 6 starters, or 5 of the top 7 are seniors.
Worsley calls his own number. He's just waiting for that moment when he finally does. He feigned as though he would do that several times throughout the match. That time, he pulled it off.
Chamberlain was there. Never underestimated Joe Worsley. Chamberlain was there. Chamberlain wasn't fooled at all. Worsley just snuck it in inside of his forearms and got lucky.
So Worsley second nationally in assists per set. Guiding an offense coming into this match, hitting .480 on the year. Outside, Wyzorek popped up by Cowell. It goes up near the rafters. The set goes to Stein off the net, and he tools the block. Wasn't the best set. SBT made it work anyway.
Well, Ernie Holm, very consistent in how he made that non-call. Pepperdine had a spinning second set earlier that he didn't call, and that set was basically, looked like it was mangled, but it was consistent with the other non-call Ernie Holm made earlier in the first set.
And just as Pepperdine started to bite at the heels of Hawaii here in the second set, a couple of consecutive points, they're up 4. Wave signal for a timeout. Let's check out the First Hawaiian Bank top 3. This is Big West digs per set. Gage Worsley, top of the bunch. 2.76 digs per set. How about tonight, C-Mac? He's got 12 total.
Unbelievable. So he's 2.76 is what he's averaging, but tonight he's averaging 6 per set. It's crazy.
And some of these are unimpeded. We've seen this at times throughout the season. There are some of those digs where the block doesn't get a touch or the block isn't there, and he's still popping them up for Hawaii, giving them a chance in transition. Let's check in with Ryan. What's up?
Hey, thanks, Colonel. Well, interesting enough, the past 2 timeouts, head coach Charlie Wade spending a lot of time specifically talking to Joel Worsley about running this offense and making sure that he is distributing the sets to where the coach wants him to go. They also are going to come out of this timeout, look for them to do some switch blocking to move Joel Worsley along the net to do better matchups in the front line. For Pepperdine, they are also talking about their blocking, mainly about their hand positions. They're trying to get their middle blockers to drop in more, feeling like Hawaii is beating them on the sharp cross courts. Back over to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Charlie Wade always thinking, always tinkering. The wheels are always turning.
Of all the years that Charlie Wade's been coaching, I think in the last 10 years, this is probably his most creative offense ever.
And you got to have the pieces that allow you to be creative. He certainly has the setter that encourages that. That's for sure. A good pickup there by Colton Cowell from the back row. Gets a swing on it. Waves on the attack. It's Chamberlain dug up one-hand style by Colton. The joust at the net. And it'll be a Hawaii point. David Hunt vehemently disagrees.
They're going to want a challenge on this. They're claiming that Joe Worsley touched it last. Let's take a look and see.
It was the 2 setters. Oh, what a tough call that's going to be, and David Hunt is going to challenge this.
He's going to win the challenge, too. Definitely. Worsley was one, I think, who last touched it.
It was a battle between the 2 setters at the apex. Again, the thing is, the call on the floor was point Hawaii, so is there enough here to reverse that? Becomes the secondary question. I mean, that's a tough call to make in real time without a doubt. It's still tough even in slow motion.
Both of them, interestingly enough, trying to wipe the ball off the other one's hands in the same direction. The ball hits the antenna, but that's of no consequence. It's just a matter of who touches it last right there.
From that angle, I agree with you. It does appear as though Joe was the last one to touch it.
I think he is. Let's take a look here. He's first, and then,
it's awfully close.
That's really close.
It is awfully close. Perhaps too close to reverse the call.
It's almost simultaneous. Maybe they'll do a play over.
That's a possibility. That is a distinct possibility.
Yeah.
And Hironaka explaining himself to David Hunt, but he hasn't made an official call yet on the review. Hunt doesn't seem happy about it, and that's because they upheld the call. That is, truth be told, a tough break for David Hunt and the Pepperdine Waves. Instead of Pepperdine getting the point and it being 2017, it's a 5-point advantage for Hawaii, and they're riding a 3-0 run. Outside, Wyzorek. Block out a piece. What a save by Cowell. What a set by Worsley. And Stein gets the kill.
You know, Kanoa, as you've said, you just cannot give this Hawaii team any openings at all. They've got great diggers like Cowell right there, who's made 2 in a row, by the way. It's not just the Gage Worsley digging show.
That's right.
Cowell gets in on it. Parapunov got in at the end of the last set, got in on the digging thing. So it's not just a one-man show here.
Oh, Rado couldn't conjure up a save there.
I think I jinxed Rado right there.
That's not going to help him in his digs contest that he has going. What was that all about?
Rado and Gage Worsley have a little running battle of who's going to get the most digs per night. And so far tonight, Rado's losing that battle, but he quickly comes back and says, oh, but I got more kills.
Oh, all right.
Gage Worsley can't get any kills.
Yeah, it's a dig contest, Rado. The advantage heavily in Gage's favor in that particular battle. 17 serving 22. Here it comes from Malahi. Outside, Stein. Block out a piece. Backside, it's Wexter. He goes off the block and out. He has done that numerous times here in this match. And Pepperdine not going away just yet. 18 serving 22.
Wexter picks up his 5th kill. Hit 273. Nice set from Malahi.
Pass by Cowell. Worsley squatted down to set that one up for Gasman. And he gets his 6th kill of the match.
So sometimes it must be an advantage to be only 6'1". You squat down, get those low passes, and just squat down. There you are. Quick 31. Little gap set to Patrick Gasman.
23 serving 18. Dyer with the first touch. High ball set goes out to Wexter. Put a little extra sauce on that one.
Good swing by Michael Wexter. MPSF honorable mention last year. Played in the USA Junior National Team back in 2016. He's had international experience. And for Wyzorek, ace number 2 on the night.
And he just hit the spot in that near corner. So a timeout taken by Hawaii.
Charlie Wade had 2 timeouts, and it was good to use one right there against Pepperdine's most prolific acers. Slow him down any way you can, disrupt his rhythm, call timeout, and then get organized for these last 2 points that they're trying to get.
Maybe draw something up here in this huddle?
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? There's going to be two different plays. One is, can we just survive Wyzorek's serve and get it up anywhere on the court, and we'll just run something high and wide? Or is it going to be something we're going to pass up perfectly and run a play?
Pepperdine leads the all-time series with Hawaii 44-34, but their last win here at the SSC came back in 2009. Now remember, forever these 2 programs were part of the MPSF. Hawaii part of the contingent that broke off to help form the Big West Conference. Pepperdine remains in the MPSF. But Pepperdine did get Hawaii 3-1 last year in Malibu.
Yeah, they were really good, and Hawaii remembers that. He remembers that was one of Hawaii's 8 losses that kept them from being in the NCAA tournament.
So 20 serving 23 here coming out of this timeout. Pepperdine, as mentioned, all 4 of their losses have been on the road. In fact, they lost back-to-back road matches prior to coming out to Hawaii. They lost on the road against then number 6 UCLA and number 13 USC. in conference action prior to the Outrigger Invitational. Well, this is the guy that the Waves want behind the service line in a must-get situation. Good pass there by Gage. Backside set to Stein. Over the double block. He went OTT.
Wow. Pepperdine was right there. Great set from Worsley, by the way. Going to a guy who likes the right side hitting. Stein's going to come out and get congratulations from everybody, but that was a big-time hit over that two-man block.
He gets a hug from Milan on the bench.
How unusual. Milan gave somebody a hug?
Aloha ball for Hawaii in the second. Backside, it's Wexter. Blocked back. Wyzorek plays it. Middle set, that's Chamberlain. Popped up by Gage Worsley. That's dig number 13. Cowell! Off the block and out. 9 kills for Colton. Notch up another victory for the Rainbow Warriors. Extending the streak, now 44 straight. And the Bows will have an opportunity to crack open the broom closet. Welcome back. Kanoa Leahy along with Chris McLaughlin. Let's take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. CMAC Hawaii up 2-0 and doing so in pretty convincing fashion once again.
Well, they're doing it offensively with that .544 hitting percentage. They're doing it defensively with the 3 blocks to 2 and the 23 digs to 17. They're doing it from behind the service line, 4 aces to 2. Hawaii's just putting on really a show. Especially their offensive power. 544 is just a huge number to be hitting. Normally for the year, Hawaii hits 490. Pepperdine hits 311 for the year. Now they're hitting 353 tonight, and they still can't win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be frustrating. Also, Pepperdine's got being led by a player in Denmark that's not normally their leading attacker, and Hawaii's got Colton Cowell leading the way for, and he's not normally the Hawaii's leading attacker. Watch for the big boys to step up here on both sides in the third set. Watch for Stein to step up, Rado to step up. On the other side, watch for Wyzorek and Wexter to step up. I think we're going to see a little bit of a different landscape offensively for both teams in this third set.
Pretty balanced offensive attack for Hawaii. You mentioned Colton Cowell. He and Stein von Tilburg each with 9 kills. 13 digs, by the way, for Gage Worsley. And it is Joe Worsley serving to start set number 3. Outside it goes to Wexter, dug up by Gage, tight to the net, little joust there. Played on the Wave side. Wexter a second time, blocked en route. Gasman and Rado getting back to it.
That is one big block at 6'10 and 6'9. Pretty good swing by Wexter. He's just got too much rainbow wall up there.
Serve goes long. What can Pepperdine do here to sort of swing its fortunes in this third set?
That's a great question. I really think that they need to pass better, I think, but passing Hawaii's serves are just so difficult. But if they pass a little bit better and can run a little bit more of an offense, I think that would be helpful. I think they need to dig a few more balls in the back row, and they need to block a few more. The defense needs to step up. And then, of course, they need some big serving out of this guy.
He has 2 aces already. Pepperdine 11th nationally in aces per set. Middle set, Gasman. Great pancake save by Malahi. Touched over by Denmark. Here's Stein on the opposite side. It was like old times.
Well, Stein's got an unusually high number of, as you see the pancake dig right there, Stein's got an unusually high number of right side kills tonight. Sounds like, oh, I'm back home again. This is pretty cool.
It's pretty comfortable, that's for sure. He's got 10 kills. He leads everybody. He is also error-free to this point. Worsley goes backside. It's Rado, a solo blocker up. Good luck.
6'4" Denmark there by himself. No match for the wrist-away Rado. 6'9".
That's a little bit of what Charlie Wade was talking about. He says once the block starts to take the meat of the court or even down the line, Rado now has that in his bag. And then he has that with Gasman saying, ah, ole. And it is 4-1 Hawaii here to start set 3.
Well, with two teams on paper as evenly matched as they are, both have great size, great servers, great setters, and there's so many good players out here. The MPSF Player of the Year from last year. If anything usually happens in a match like this is usually in the third set. It's hard to win 3 in a row from a team that you're evenly matched with. And so for Hawaii to start out quickly here in the third set's got to be happiness for Charlie Wade.
There's Max Chamberlain, All-MPSF second teamer a year ago. Perfect pass there by Gage Worsley. Gasman couldn't put it down. Waves on the attack. And it's Denmark adding to his total. He's got 8 kills. He's hitting well above 300. He has been the Waves' most effective attacker really throughout this entire invitation. So 3 serving 4 after a couple of consecutive points, but one of the bugaboos here as of late for the Waves, that's their 8th service error. Now, Hawaii does have 12 service errors on its side. A couple more aces, however. Certainly room for improvement for both teams from the service line. Gasman. 69 miles an hour for the ace. Timeout. Pepperdine. Welcome back. A little look at some of the highlights for Hawaii from behind the service line. They have 5 service aces on the evening. 3 have come courtesy Parapunov. 1 each for Colton Cowell and Pat Gasman. So let's go inside the numbers presented by Heineken. And Pat Gasman knows nothing about timing as he delivers a service error while we're talking about the 91 service aces for Hawaii as a team this season. This is updated, including tonight's match. UH has only been aced, though, 26 times so far this season. Worsley backside. Here's Rado. Block got a good piece there. Middle set. That's Vaz. Dug up, tight to the net. One hand set by Worsley. Hawaii wanted interference. No call. Instead, they're going to call Joe Worsley for the violation.
Yeah.
Keep it high, Rado. Keep it
Ernie
high,
Hill was
Rado.
waiting to see whether Worsley was front row or back row. That's why he had to let the play out a little bit. Because if Joe had been front row, it would have been a legal play. When he's back row, he becomes like a back row attacker when he hits the ball. He goes up. Is he an attacker or is he
What do you think?
a back row? He's definitely an attacker there. He's going above the net and hitting the block. It was a good call.
Parapunov with the serve. Back row set. Wyzorek smothered. Dalton Solbrig was weighted.
Pretty good discipline by Hawaii that time to not bite on the quick step, but wait for that back row bick, the back row quick.
Solbrig, yeah, he knew it was coming. It's 8 serving 5. And here it comes again from Rado. Into the net. There have been a few dangerous moments in that kind of situation. It was Pat Gasman on the opening night against King University. A jump serve that popped Brett Rosenmeyer in the back of the dome. There was a little laughter spread around the Hawaii bench. Probably not as much from Brett Rosenmeyer himself, though. Here's Rado from the back row. And that's one of the amazing things, C-Mac. He's putting up the kind of numbers that he's putting up with the vast majority of his swings coming against multiple blockers from behind the line.
Yeah, exactly. That's why what he's doing is just incredible. Hard to believe the numbers that he's putting up.
Wyzorek goes up over the block. What a save there by Cowell. Stein adjusts his jump and then gets blocked. Wyzorek and Vaz.
First time Stein's been blocked tonight. He was 10 kills, no errors, hitting .625 prior to that swing. And as he looked around at his teammates, he turned around and said, well, why didn't you cover me? That ball was in the air a long time.
Got a new middle in here for the Waves. Clay Carr, a fifth-year senior from Costa Mesa, in the front row. Stein able to get it right back.
Stein's taking a faster tempo to the outside this year. He and Joe have worked it out that he doesn't really need a high ball to gather his feet and to have a long approach. Stein's ready to take the fast tempo set now anytime Joe wants to deliver it.
Lofting serve there by Solbrig from the back row. Wexter dug up by Rado. Cowell comes over, bumps it tight to the net. Easy pickings there for Robert Malahi.
Colton Cowell a little ambitious there in that back bump set. He could have sent it to the 10-foot line, and Stein would have a nice swing at it rather than try to set it right on the net. A little too ambitious.
So 8 serving 10. Pass by Gage right on the money. Backside set to Rado. He handcuffed the block. They're going to say that was a legal up. So Hawaii has to play it back again. Rado a second time. And that will not be returned. Looked like that was a held ball off of the block, but they continued play.
I think Ernie Ho was blocked. They couldn't see it. The down referee down here, Naka, really should have been the one to call it. So right here now, he is, oh no, he's facing, or maybe Carr was blocking the view there.
Wexter sends it long. Was there a touch? No touch. And that's a point for Hawaii. And we will have a challenge. David Hunt thought there was, in fact, a touch. And so Dan Hironaka will take another look at this.
It might be his last challenge, if I'm not mistaken. Is that his third one?
Raise up review. Pepperdine's third and final challenge.
Yep, looks like it was. Gasman's, looks like might have got his finger. His left finger, left ring finger.
Let's go, go! Let's go, go!
Yeah, it looks like a touch there.
Right there, you see his finger bend back.
Yeah, and I think Dan Hironaka saw what we saw. Off with the headset, and he does call a touch. So a good challenge there by David Hunt, and he was quick on it. And pretty crucial one as well, as it goes Pepperdine's way.
11-9 versus 12-8. Pretty big difference.
By the way, we got the turnstile numbers here tonight. Tickets issued over 6,000 through the turnstile. Just under 5,000 people here at the arena, largest crowd of the season. 4,997 to be exact. 9 serving 11. Stein against a double block, went right by it.
OTT again. He's getting up high. He's getting up high. He's feeling pretty good.
Giving the stink face on his way back behind the service line.
579.
Unreal. What is the team hitting 522 for the match? Clay Carr with the kill there. He had 12 kills versus King, hitting 562. Did not play though last night against Ball State. Caught that one flush. 10 serving 12. Worsley goes backside. Here's Rado.
That ball arrives in the back row so quickly. Just not only is he hard to block, he's hard to dig.
Even when you know it's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And the defender was right there, just couldn't react.
So Rado into double figures. He's got 10. How about the 1-2 punch of Rado and Stein? 12 kills for Stein, hitting 579. 10 kills for Rado, hitting 533. And the block in the piece on the Denmark swing. Here's Cowell. Oh, the quick hop.
That ball was rocketed to the outside by Joe Worsley, and Cowell was ready.
Worsley, as if he were on a pogo stick, just right back up there with the swing. It is 14 serving 10. Cowell now with 10 kills to join the double figure fun as Tella sends it into the twine. I mean, these numbers are off the charts here, C-Mac. We mentioned Stein, 12 kills, 579. Rado, 10 kills, 533. 10 kills, hitting 600. 3 guys.
Amazing.
Worsley goes outside. Here's Cowell again, levitating before demolishing.
Is it just me, or was he hanging up there? It seemed like he was hanging in the air, suspended at about 11 feet.
Welcome back. Dalton Solbrig. He's been big at the net. 4 blocks to lead Hawaii's front line. As we take a look at the Akamai Roofing report, 6 total team blocks for the Rainbow Warriors in this match. How about Joe Worsley, the setter, one of the most diminutive players on the court? He has 3 blocks. Unable to block that attempt by Caleb Denmark, though.
That's the defense for Hawaii. How about Hawaii's offense? Hitting .533, siding out at an 81% clip. You know, if you side out at about 62, 63, 64, you're going to win 90% of your games. Hawaii's siding out at 81% this game, 83% in set number 1.
Pass there by Stein. Back row set, it's Rado, but he missed it wide. One of the first unforced hitting errors that we've seen from Parapunov.
Nice little play there. He had Dalton Solberg on a step out, which opened up the middle of the court for Rado, and Rado so mad at himself because he had a wide open shot.
Pepperdine hanging around once again, 13 serving 15. Pass by Cowell is perfect, and Joe takes advantage. Charlie Wade has said having Colton Cowell out there, who, remember, walked on to the program with the intent of being a candidate for libero, and he says, hey, look, he's one of our best hitters, and he is also like another libero on the floor.
And there's Mrs. Cowell right there, cheering.
Yeah, Christina, who hails from Kula Maui. Zoric, monstrous.
Yeah, Colton Cowell, his first couple years, remember he came on as a walk-on, so he's on like the 3rd court in the gym, shagging balls and not really getting much playing time, even in practice. Then he moves up to like a serving specialist, the next year. And, the next thing you know, he decides, I'm going to turn this whole thing around. Starts playing beach ball, starts lifting.
Stein dug up tight to the net. Solberg reached over. A little over-exuberant that time at the net, and that's a point for Pepperdine. They're within 1. Largest lead for Hawaii in this 3rd set was 4. Pass by Stein, well done. He gets the set on the outside and then goes off the block and out. They have had a response each and every time Pepperdine has started to breathe down their neck.
All these players are pretty much on a mission to have the best season they can possibly have, but I'm not sure there's anybody more intense about that than Stein Van Tilburg.
Anastasiadis with the serve. Backside, Wester gets it down. Because that now becomes another part of this, right? Is things have gone so swimmingly. And certainly, talk of the streak and all that. Charlie Wade, that's part of his responsibility along with the rest of the coaching staff to keep some of that chatter and some of that focus weathered. But at the same time, focus does become an issue for a team that has achieved so much early season success, does it not?
Absolutely.
That's a nice-looking swing by Wyzora.
In fact, last night in the post-game show, remember his interview, Charlie said, we really can't worry about all those stats and the streaks and all the rest of that stuff. We've just got to pay attention and keep our eyes on the prize and look at the big picture. Everybody else, us included, wants to talk about these incredible streaks and numbers they're putting up, whether it be their offensive kill percentage or how many categories they're leading in the country or how many players they have in the top 10 in like every category. It's gaudy numbers they're putting up.
Worsley goes high and away. Stein touches it over the block. The set was tight to the pin, and Stein had to ad-lib a little.
Hopefully Stein's 6'8", and he can reach pretty high and save what I would call an errant Worsley set.
One timeout left for Pepperdine, 2 for Hawaii. Here it comes from Joe Worsley, and he pumps it long. Charlie will, when that comes up, though, the question of focus, he will, in most instances, add, hey, look, this is kind of a special group. There's not much that I have to do to keep them focused. They kind of do it on their own, as you see the update from West Murakami Stadium. Game 3 of that 4-game set. Hawaii up 3-1 in the 6th. Wyzorek with the serve, tied at 18. Worsley goes backside. Here's Stein. 2 blockers up, and he split the uprights.
If he gets the set right, he's pretty much unstoppable. He put 3 blockers up. It doesn't make any difference. 3 blockers and a ladder, maybe.
Stein is hitting .609 with 15 kills. And it's Rosie in to serve.
And he's getting the well-deserved rest right now.
Hard angle, Wyzorek with the pass. And the middle set on the money to Clay Carr. So Pepperdine giving them rubs here. We're tied for the 4th time in this 3rd frame. It is 19 all, and Clay Carr to serve. Pass by Rosie. Backside, Rado. Oh, my word.
It's not a fair fight. He's been going cross-court all night long, and he decides, okay, guess what? I also have a wicked line shot. Clay Carr found out the hard way.
Denmark. Rejected. Timeout waves.
Caleb Denmark's had his way with Hawaii's block most of the night. In fact, it's only his 3rd error all night long. He's got 9 kills, hit 300 to lead the way for the Waves. That time, just too big a block to attack there.
7 total team blocks for Hawaii now in this match. And they're continuing to hit above 500. They're at 519. Next up for the Bows, it will be a pair of conference matches against nationally ranked CSUN. That's coming up here this weekend, or this coming week, Friday and Saturday night, March 15th and 16th. So a good conference test.
CSUN, right, always dangerous, always dangerous. Not an easy team to beat.
And after that, then Hawaii's going to bite off a doozy of a challenge. They go to the BYU Invitational in Provo, where they will cap that tournament by playing against the Cougars in one of the toughest atmospheres in all of college volleyball. Let's send it back over to Ryan.
Thanks, Kunal. Well, one thing that Hawaii has been doing in the last 2 matches is the insertion of Brett Rosenmeyer in the last 3 rotations of Steinbach Tegro's back row. He's currently in the matchup right now for passing reasons, and the Pepperdine Waves coaching staff recognizes that. They're telling their servers to go after Rosenmeyer when he's in the back row, trying to test the senior who's just been inserted. This last play before that, Rosenmeyer nailed the pass. We'll see if they continue to try to exploit Brett Rosenmeyer, not knowing that he's a very experienced player himself. Back over to you guys.
Yeah, Charlie talked about that last night when Rosie came into the match. He said he was just nails when it came to serve receive. He's the fresh face, right, in this circumstance. Treated as such by opposing servers, but not really the case. Vaz slams it home.
Great set from Malahi that time. Nice pass from Noah Dyer. That was a smooth offensive string right there. Good pass, good set. Nice swing by Vaz.
1-point differential. Here it comes from Wexter. 2-hand pass, Gage Worsley. Backside, Rado. Like clockwork. And it's Parapunov's turn to serve. Caught a piece of the netting that time. Vaz in the middle. And they're working Kaveen Vaz at the moment. And that's his 5th put down on 6 swings. He has no errors. And he gets Pepperdine back within 1. Here's Caleb Denmark. Good pass there by Gage. Outside, it's Cowell through the block. Saved by Wexter. Outside, Wyzorek. And Pepperdine has tied it up here in the third.
This is great for Hawaii to have to play some tough points down the stretch. They haven't been tested that much this year. Charlie Wade now is going to, I think, map out what it's going to be like to get points 23, 24, 25. It's not going to be easy.
Now, it is purely aesthetic at this point. Hawaii has set an NCAA record for consecutive sets won. The main thing is they want to keep winning matches, and they're off to the best start in program history at 14-0. But for discussion purposes, the streak is at 44. And right now you have Pepperdine proving to be very game here in this situation and threatening that streak.
I think they've got Wyzorek in the front row as well. Their most prolific attacker. And we'll see if, I think Wyzorek probably will be getting most of the sets down the stretch here. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Charlie Wade stick Stein Van Tilburg back in, so Hawaii has a Bick attack from the back row, or maybe they're comfortable having Rosie hit the Bick out of the back row.
Yeah, he's yet another guy on this Hawaii roster that has that capability. And Rosie does remain out there for Hawaii. Good crowd on hand, and they've been treated to another spectacular performance overall by this Rainbow Warrior squad, but they are getting a push here from Pepperdine.
Nice to see the community come out and support the Rainbow Warriors like this. They're the highest ranked team on the campus right now. Why not get behind them? Plus, they're an entertaining product.
That's the
thing.
Fun to watch. It's style of play, it's quality of play. This team is no joke, folks. Right now, they're 3 points away, but so are the Waves from taking this third set. Pass by Cowell. Worsley goes backside. Here's Rado, 2 blockers up. And he comes through again.
I'll bet you that David Hunt, Pepperdine coach, drew up the defense and said, guess what? They're going to set Rado. So sure enough, 2 blockers up. He took Rado's cross court to him. Rado says, no, I still have a line shot. I'm telling you guys, I've got a line shot. Great peripheral vision by Rado to see that.
Good serve there by Cowell. Good pass. Vaz in the middle. Solo stuff by Dalton Solberg. And 5,000 strong here at the Stan Sheriff Center rise to the occasion.
What a play by Dalton Solberg. So clutch.
Aloha ball to go 15-0. Outside, Wyzorek. Oh, that was a laser beam. We have seen some from Hawaii's jersey number 19. We've also seen several from Pepperdine's jersey number 19.
Yeah, he's got such a big arm. Just a great player.
It remains Aloha ball.
I think the 2-time All-American Pepperdine is going to get the next swing as well, if there is one. Means that Hawaii wants to convert here. They've been converting at about 73% rate on side outs. We'll see if they can convert here.
Spencer Wickens, sophomore, in and back to serve. 2-hand by Cowell. Tough pass outside. Stein, the dink. Diving save over the net by Wexter. Worsley, outside. Stein puts it down. And Hawaii does it yet again.
Just had a feeling Stein was going to get multiple attempts there. And Joe was going to stay away from Rado because it's too obvious to go to Rado. So why not go to, another All-American on the outside, and Stein delivered.
Hawaii is 15-0, and each and every one of those wins has been a Kahi Elua Aloha. 40 35 straight set victories to start this season for the Rainbow Warriors. The streak lives on.
How about Stein's number? 16 kills, only one error all night long, hit 600. I'll say that again, 600. No outside hitters hit 600. Middles will do that, a lot. The outside hitters, though, they have 2 blockers all the time. No. Rado, another pin hitter, 526. Colton Cowell, another pin hitter, 588. And then it goes on and on against a really good Pepperdine team.
And that's really what is now starting to, if you haven't already awakened to this, if you haven't already bought in, the quality of opponents that Hawaii is now mowing down en route to getting to this 15-0 start. It is absolutely impressive.
UCI on the road last weekend twice, and Pepperdine here in their home court. And it's going to get tougher. CSUN won't be an easy play next week.
So with that, Hawaii claims the title, the Outrigger Resorts Invitational Championship. Charlie Wade is with Scott Rouse.
Coach, congratulations. You win the Outrigger Invitational. You have always said, as long as I've known you, that volleyball is about serving and passing. That was the story tonight. You guys did very well in both.
Yeah, and I thought we served well and had our worst serving night of the year. 2 things can be possible, but so we put good pressure on them. We did what we wanted. We just missed way more than we usually do. So, not terribly thrilled with it. Obviously stoked with the outcome and really proud to win another Outrigger Invitational. 25 years. It's a great relationship with Outrigger Hotels. Can't be more thankful for everything they've done, not only for men's volleyball, but, for Hawaii athletics and really all the state.
Can you describe how important Parapunov is to this team?
Well, yeah, I think right now he's if not the leader, it's certainly in the conversation for Player of the Year. What he does from the service line and blocking, hitting, he's a complete player. There's no question.
Coach, enjoy it.
Thank you. Aloha.
All right, guys.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. Now let's take a look for Pepperdine. We give the nod to Caleb Denmark, 9 kills, hit 300 with a pair of digs. And yeah, Rado Parapunov, because of his numbers, he's going to be in the conversation for National Player of the Year. But you could say the same if you really wanted to for Stein von Tilburg. And tonight, he was terrific. 16 kills, 600 hitting percentage. The thing is, we have seen it so many times from Stein. We almost, I think, take it for granted how good this guy is.
Yeah, we got to pinch ourselves and reorganize and reset and say, you know what, we cannot take this guy for granted. He's really special. I know his mom and dad are probably watching from Amsterdam right now.
Yeah, they're at Grandma's house tonight.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Or this morning over there.
Yeah, it'll be like 6 a.m. starting
Tomorrow,
time. Yeah. But it's really fun to watch a guy like Colton Cowell right there as you see him high-fiving everybody, watching him develop and have him fit in with this international group of players in Stein von Tilburg and Rado Parapunov who are so experienced internationally. Here comes Cowell from Maui. Go figure.
Rado Parapunov named the most outstanding player of the Outrigger Resorts Invitational. Stein von Tilburg, Gage Worsley, Joe Worsley from Hawaii, all making the all-tournament team as well. And Hawaii does it in spectacular fashion against the 6th-ranked team in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are giving consideration for coming down to the arena to watch this team play, it behooves you to do so. They are historically good here 15 matches into the season, and they will host CSUN this coming week, Friday and Saturday night. Great crowd tonight. It was wonderful to see Hawaii get a win in front of such an energetic group of fans. They do it in straight sets. Don't forget about the post-game show. But for now, for Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Until next time, everybody, we bid you aloha from the Stan Sheriff Center.
Let's look at highlights. Number 2 Hawaii versus number 6 Pepperdine. We start off with the outside hitter, Colton Cowell, who had himself quite a night from attacking from the left side and from behind. the 3-meter line as well. Cowell came away with 11 kills. He hit 588. How about Dalton Solberg in the middle, bringing the block with him this evening? 6 total blocks for Solberg, including that solo right there as Hawaii stuffed the Waves 8 total times on the night. Rado Parapunov always brings the heat. He did again tonight. 13 kills for the Bulgarian. He hit 526. He added 4 digs and 3 blocks. And Stein von Tilburg, the outstanding Dutchman, again, 16 kills to lead Hawaii. Hit 600. Had 11 service received without getting ace, and Hawaii makes it a sweep again, this time over Pepperdine.
This is the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Now let's take a look at Rado Parapunov and the rest of the Rainbow Warriors. Rado named the most outstanding player of the 25th Outrigger Invitational. And of course, had some teammates join him as well, the Worsley brothers and Stein von Tilburg. They could have just named the entire starting UH lineup, I think, to make the all-tournament team.
You know, this is a tough situation. They come away with a huge win. Huge. Pepperdine did not fall down. They gave them a great challenge. Hawaii, everybody contributing. And, you know, it comes to a point where you do have to just recognize, and numbers do come front and forward. And Rado Parapunov had an incredible tournament.
Yeah, and I'm glad Gage Worsley getting some recognition. The sophomore libero who has really gone somewhat unnoticed throughout the season. This team that has really demonstrated their offensive prowess. A lot of people forget the defensive side. Gage Worsley tonight, 15 digs, really solidifying himself as one of the top liberos in the country. But not only has he done a great job defensively in picking up these digs as we take a look at some of his highlights, but he's also really a captain of the back row. He's talking to his blockers in between timeouts, telling them what they have to take away, talking to them about their hand positioning, really managing the serve receive. He is a player that is very valuable to that backcourt.
Bloody nose and all.
Yeah, last night, of course, had the bloody nose. They had to put a little tissue in there. It didn't seem to stop him. But, you know, I'm sitting back here and I'm watching Hawaii, and they're getting challenged in that third set. But their composure reminded me of that first set against UC Irvine on the road last weekend. They're just so composed, and they have so much confidence in themselves that they don't seem to be worried.
Well, they're relaxed. You know, they're playing with a lot of confidence, and winning breeds confidence. And they're on their home court with over 6,000 fans here tonight. Joe Worsley posted earlier in the day, #Phil the Sheriff. They just want the stands full. They want people to come out and support them and see what they've worked so hard to attain. And you know what? This, I guarantee you, will be filled very soon.
You know, it's interesting to know when you're in those situations. I mean, we saw Hawaii at a 24-23 point just in that third set. And if I'm Joel Worsley, I don't know who I'm setting. I mean, you have Stein von Tilburg, Rado Parapunov, Colton Cowell's playing unbelievably well. You know, your middles are doing well as well. So it's a tough row to be in as a captain setter, to be back there and knowing that you have all of these offensive weapons. It can get taxing, but he has done a fantastic job of knowing when to go to the players at the right moment and really showing that he can lead this team and lead this offense, more importantly.
Well, let's take a look at the final numbers from this one. They will be impressive once again. Final stats brought to you by Levitt, Yamani, and Solner. Hawaii hitting 523.
And their blocks, you know, they put up a nice block this evening. But again, I have to go back to the service. Aces, 5 aces, 16 errors, a little high for them. But I will tell you, from the service line, they put a lot of pressure on the Pepperdine Waves tonight.
And 523. How do you hit 523 against the number 6 ranked team in the country? Those are incredible numbers. And if you look down the stat line, I mean, von Tilburg hit 600, Gasman 357. Cowell hitting 588 and Parapunov 526. I mean, those are just insane numbers. This team continues to impress.
And I think it starts, we mentioned the number of service errors, but it really does start with their serving. I mean, you mentioned how much they disrupted the other team, but also how well they receive the serve. Pepperdine is one of the best serving teams in the country, and Hawaii was excellent receiving.
Well, I'll tell you who did a great job receiving was Stein von Tilburg tonight. His serve receive is excellent. You got to remember, he started as a right side player, but he came in and had the power passer for the teams when he switched over to the left. But here, taking a look at Hawaii's serves, again, just some phenomenal service serves from the service line. They're serving from all over the court. They're mixing it up. And you know what? It's just creating the energy. They're getting the momentum from the get-go.
Alrighty, so Hawaii takes care of business. 45. Let that sink in. 45 straight sets they have won to start 2019. We'll take a break. We'll have more when we come back. And we're going to have a special guest in the corner shortly, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Over 5,000 in the house tonight. Many of them still hanging around as Hawaii captures the Outrigger Invitational in a sweep of number 6 Pepperdine. One of the guys that contributed mightily is the middle blocker, Patrick Gasman, the leader in the country when it comes to blocks per set. But tonight it was a little bit more offense for you. 6 kills. You had 14 swings. That might be a season high.
That is definitely a season high.
How did it feel out there for you?
Great. Just can't really put into words, honestly. I was just feeling it.
Would you say that this was the most challenge that your team has been this far?
Yes, I would say. They had some really good arms, and they hit the ball, passed well. They kept us on our toes the entire time.
Talk a little bit about, I know that this was last weekend, but the matchup at Irvine and being tested in that first set of the first match when you guys went to overtime and played into 30. How do you think that challenge has sort of helped you guys throughout not only the rest of that series, but leading into this weekend?
For me personally, that just kind of helps with like our confidence, kind of like even when we have a huge lead, they bring it back. I know that like so when it's tied up 22-all, like I know that like we're not in any situation we haven't been there before. Like we can get out of this easy.
A year ago, you guys played at Pepperdine. You got beat in 4. Was that something you guys talked about at all leading up to this?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
We've been talking about that for a week now. Like,
do you guys have like a hit list in your locker room of teams you want to beat that beat you a year ago?
Not an actual list, but every team usually comes up of why and when. Next week's going to be fun to play CSUN.
Yeah, and they beat you guys twice, if I remember, a year ago.
So we got a score to settle.
So talk a little bit about, you talked about your maturity and how you've changed mentally and physically as well from last year and how you're putting more into it. What have you done personally to make that change? You know, you talked about how you're more serious.
So I definitely try and watch a lot more film before games. Josh will give us a nice scouting report, but now instead of watching TV when I go home, I'll go home and watch other teams play, and like I'll watch I'll go to Volumetrics and go to the setter that we're facing, and just watch every single set he has for the previous match to get a good read on his hands for blocking, and then I'll watch all the middles attacks and what their tendencies are, and then I'll talk to Josh a lot more about it. I'll go in his office and talk with him about it. So is Josh the one who works with you specifically on that? I've only done that a couple times, but I don't know. It's like, honestly, whoever's around, like all the coaches are prepared for every game, so.
One of the things that we noticed is just the overall chemistry of this team seems to be really tight. And when you look at the senior class this year, you were kind of included in that class. You redshirted, of course, so you came in with the same senior group, as did Colton, and you guys have sort of come together with this class that's actually heading out. Talk about that chemistry and the cohesiveness of that class and the fact, do you think that how has that impacted the overall team?
It's definitely impacted the overall team. Like for the younger guys, for sure. Like they see how well we interact with each other. Like on the court, are just like knowing who's where and what they're gonna do. Like don't want to call myself like I basically can tell what Joe's gonna do before he does it. Like
I've seen him enough. Yeah,
I've seen him enough that we all know what's in each other's heads.
Right.
Like we've known each other so long now.
Do you have a pretty good relationship with Rado?
I have a great relationship with
because
Rado.
Last night you rejected him. I don't know if you remember, in the third set he came over
he hit me
to
in the
give you a kiss. He told us he was just trying to show his love, and you rejected him, Patrick. Why would you reject him?
He's not my type.
Great answer. Hey, congratulations. Great job. Keep it going. And we're not going to talk about streaks or anything, right? Just one game at a time.
One game at a time. CSUN next week. We're going to start preparing on Monday.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Patrick Gasman, our corner guest here in the post-game show. We'll take a break, come back, have some thoughts, and wrap things up.
Welcome back to the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
All right, we're back here. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Hawaii coming up next Friday and Saturday. Back to the Big West. Hawaii taking on the 12th-ranked Matadors of CSUN. And then Hawaii will go to Provo for a tournament. McKendree, Princeton, and number 10 BYU. They also play Concordia Irvine. Then I think pretty much the rest of the way is Big West play for the University of Hawaii. But Hawaii tonight makes it a win in 3 again, 15-0. All sweeps. You look at this Hawaii team. If you haven't come out here, we sound like we're the PR guys for the men's volleyball team, but it's so special what they're doing. It really is. You want to be a part of it.
And you can get free tacos. The way
That's true.
I mean, they give Jack in the Box tacos for every 3 sweep. I mean, they may have to reconsider that because they've been all sweeps so far. But really, it's just a fun team to watch. Yeah. I mean, and next week will be a challenge. CSUN is a scary team. They may not necessarily have the record, but they do have the personnel there to really cause some trouble. And we saw that last year when Hawaii played at CSUN. So they are a scary team and could pose a test for this Warriors squad.
It's a perfect opportunity for people to come out and watch, but also Hawaii playing at their home. CSUN, scary team, they beat UCLA earlier in the season. So again, they kind of go up and down, but they can get on these rolls. And that's exactly what Hawaii needs. They need to be challenged, and they were challenged tonight, and they still hit over 500, which is mind-boggling.
All right, we saved the best for the last in Game On, which comes on a half hour before every match. You should watch it. I really recommend it. We had pick a number, and tonight's question was combined digs and blocks for Parapunov, who came in averaging 2 per game, per set. Lisa, you picked 5. Ryan, you picked 7. Lisa, the defending champion. And as I look at my stat number, we have a new champion. Congratulations, Ryan Clay Suji. Not only did you win, but you nailed it 7.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Parapunov for this award. We talked before the match. I went in during the halftime. He was down by 3. I needed him to get 3 more blocks or digs. We had a nice talk during that halftime, and he pulled through. He pulled through. I now owe him some food later on after this match.
4 digs, 3 blocks.
Just joking. Rado. That's an NCAA violation. I'm just joking.
All right, I'll give it to you guys. You guys have any last thoughts?
I think great victory. I really like the Outrigger Invitational in the middle of the season. I think back-to-back play was critical for this team, who's had an interesting season so far with huge breaks. Nice to see them. They've worked out a lot of, I don't think they had a lot of kinks, but the things that they're doing, they continue to get better with each game.
You know, I know that we sound like a broken record, and we do sound like the University of Hawaii public relation firm out here, but really, this is a very special team. And if you have not had the opportunity to come down here to the Stan Sheriff Center, you should. I mean, this is a team that you're not going to see a team this good in a while in any University of Hawaii sport. So I would highly recommend that if you are a UH fan, you live here on the island of Oahu, come on down here next week into the Stan Sheriff Center, because this place is electric. We haven't seen this kind of atmosphere since, I say it, the Yuval Kotz, even the Aaron Wilton, Jason Ring years. This is a fun squad, and you want to be a part of it.
Alrighty, that will be the final word from the Sheriff Center tonight. Special thanks to our outstanding Spectrum Sports crew and the fans right there as well. For Ryan, for Lisa, I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa.